So yeah, I broke the drone today. Almost dropped my phone too. I'm walking to the UPS store to send back my broken DJI Air 3. As you saw in that clip earlier, I was just flying it, doing like a whole flyover, and I was just panning from right to left, kind of over the fairway, and it got close to a tree, and obstacle avoidance started to go on, and it started to beep, but usually it just pauses. I had it in normal mode and with one of those settings on where it either will just pause, like just hover in the air, or it will beep and go around. And it didn't go around anything. I think because the branches were like the leaves weren't on it, so the branches are so thin. I don't know if the sensors picked it up, but yeah, so it really sucks. Thing just plummets, and I'm watching it on the remote controller. I'm just watching it plummet to the ground. I hop in the golf cart, drive over there, try and find it, hit the thing that makes it beep. It starts beeping. I run over there, and it's like 3 of the 4 legs are broken. Looked like the camera was actually like in fine, decent, like the gimbal wasn't broken or anything, so that's, I guess, encouraging. So we'll see if it's under warranty or whatever. I'm like pissed. I'm pissed because I'm trying to start this, like really dive into like photography and cinematography and videography, and like dive into that in the golf space, because I think that's like it's like a real, as I'm learning, like I really enjoy it, and I enjoy the game of golf, clearly. So I'm like, man, this would be like a really cool window for me to kind of find myself a little niche here and do something that I like. And people, like, the early kind of response has been pretty fun, and the drone makes the golf course look fantastic, and like I just think that there's something there. One, I like truly enjoy the capturing the moments, like either videos or photos. It's just kind of, I feel like it could be like my way to grow the game, and it combines the game of golf, which I love, and something that I feel like I'm halfway decent at, and being a steward of the game, as they say. But I think that combining this videography and photography aspect of it is pretty exciting. So when I crashed it, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like I'm trending towards putting out some more content again, kind of different stuff than I was doing like last winter and over the spring, where I was talking about more of the golf business sides of things. But this is recently, it's kind of transitioned into more of documenting our time on the golf course, and whether it's strolling around here, just taking photos and just trying to get comfortable with the photo and videography aspect. Anyway, the content is kind of evolving, and when this happened today, I was like, man, like I'm have some plans kind of over the winter and things I want to do and like things I want to shoot, and then that happens, and I'm like, man, it's just like a kick in the nuts, like you're just trending and like trying to go all in and do something pretty cool, and then something like this happens. So, but anyway, I said to myself, you know what, I'm gonna make a video anyway and talk about what just happened, and I guess perspective on where I'm at right now. They got me a UPS label, so it said it's going to take like 9 to 12 days. Hopefully they're able to fix this one, or I get a new one. Try not to get hit by a car here. All right, all sent back. Now we wait. Trying to be positive and say, okay, let's just get this thing fixed. Let's get this thing back, and I start making cool content again. Not really what I had in mind. I had this awesome thought about going out and filming some really cool content, doing like the cinematic flyover for each hole, play 9 holes, get some really cool shots with the drone combined with my tripod and my iPhone, and just cut up this 9-hole image of flyovers and where to carry it and lines to take off the tee and shots around the greens and all these kinds of things. And then I was just going to fly the back 9 first, do a flyover of all the holes, change the battery out, and then go play golf and do hole by hole and shots and stuff. But then I was doing the flyover. I got through 10 and 11, and then I ran into the tree on 12. So anyway, I was gonna make this video pretty cool, but and then I go, well, now I'm not gonna make a video anymore. But then I said, you know what, screw that. I'm gonna try and make something because I want to, and I think it's just maybe a good process to just kind of take what life has given you. I just think that there's a lot of opportunity there, and it's been cool to just kind of get this peek behind the curtain into as over the last couple months that I've been doing it. And anyway, when it went down, I was super frustrated because I'm I have a lot of, I got money poured into this thing and I don't want it to go to waste. So I wanted, and I want to keep putting out cool content. So I filmed this range session, which I was going to intro with, that you guys can listen into, and I'll drop that here, and some of the images from the drone before I crashed it. Just get a little warm up in real quick. A wedge, an 8-iron, and 5 wood, which I may or may not hit today, but make a couple longer swings. And when I'm loosening up, before I go and play 9 casually, I'm not trying to work on my swing. I'm just trying to wake my body up a little bit. It's nice hitting off these mats because you can't really miss them. I'm not really thinking about a whole lot, especially on these first couple swings. Just trying to feel like I'm swinging to a good finish, just trying to make some solid contact, center of the face contact. Like that there. That was a good swing. Just try and loosen up a bit. One thing that I've been kind of on I haven't been playing a whole lot, but one thing that I've been on a little bit is the just kind of swinging to a finish position that's a good solid finish position. So if I swing to a bad finish position where my head's out in front of it and my chest is down, and that doesn't feel like a natural swing to me. But if I'm trying to swing to a solid finish position where I'm in balance, I'm on my front side, my chest is up, my weight's forward, I'm watching the ball fly, and typically the result will be not so bad. So that's just kind of what I've been really working on. And to kind of branch off of that a little bit, it's been once I start to get into work the ball, I think that's a big reason why I started hitting the ball a little bit better, or at least when I do play, that I'm not thinking so much or scoring. I'm not thinking so much for sure, and I feel like that my bad scores are not so bad. And if I'm putting well, I have the ability to score well, and that is, I think, a byproduct of I'm not really thinking about what I'm doing in the swing so much. I don't have all of these very specific swing thoughts. Going back to the whole swinging to a finish position, if I see a fade, I want to swing and make a finish position where I'm going to, what's a fade finish position, right? Try and swing to a fade finish position. Is it a low fade, mid, or high fade? If I want to hit this low draw, what am I kind of simulating in the swing and the finish position to get me there? And I think when I'm doing that, I can change the plane just by doing that. And how I deliver the club face and getting to that finish position is just changing the flight. So it's been a solid thought for me over the last, 6, 8, 12 weeks, somewhere in there. And pretty bad, but all in all, it's been helpful on the golf course. It's really freed me up. I think that's the thing. It's freed me up on the course, and I'm not bouncing between swing thoughts, which has been awesome for me. That's been my bugaboo there. Trying to ramp up the speed a bit here as I just kind of naturally get loosened up and warmed up. Noticing that, I mean, it's a beautiful day. It's November 7th here in Chicago, and it's a just absolutely beautiful day. It's got to be just around 60 degrees or so. That was a good one. Swap it out to an 8-iron here. And kind of understanding again, with it being in November, and even though it's a nice day, the ball's probably still not going to go as far. Again, I'm just kind of still early into my warm-up. I'm not going to have a huge full warm-up. I just kind of want to get out there and play 9 holes. So, you know, take note of that on the distances. I'm not going to be able to hit the ball as far probably, which is fine. Just try and control the club face, hit some halfway decent shots, and hit it where I'm looking. Just try and go. Now we have an 8-iron. Let's just try and put those on film here a little bit. Try and hit let's just try and hit like a lower hook or lower draw, not super hook, but something that turns over a touch. So just put the ball back in my stance a touch. Shut the stance down. Bring the trail foot back. Keep the face in where I want the ball to end up. And just try and round it out a touch. Well, not great. I think the only downside that I've seen so far when I'm hitting those shots or focusing on that finish position, is that I don't know why, but I'm having the natural, like this tendency to get sort of handsy and not like really move my body so much. So let me just try and get my chest opening up both on the way back and through here. That was better. Comes off a bit with some more pop for sure. And feel great. Feels like a little inside and low. Just try and work on that. Make sure that I'm on plane. That seemed better. A little toe wipey. Better on the way back, a lot more extension. What I mean by that is that I'm taking that club back. And the club's working down the target line. And I have some extension. Versus I think I get the tendency to get those hands ripping too far around me and deep inside. And I lose a little bit of extension and certainly some power from there. Let's try that again. There we go. That's it. Oh, almost hit the flag. Yeah, that's a much different feeling. I want to take that on the golf course today. Feeling a lot more extension in the takeaway down the line, and then I can just turn from there. So let's try that again. A little skinny, but dead straight again. So it's the other thing too with like a lot of amateurs, it's a lot of club face control. Like just make sure you get some club face control. So you don't need to like try and make full swings, full speed, or even like 3/4 speeds at full speed. Like just take some swings where you're focusing on controlling the club face. You know, if you're gonna hit one and I'm focused on taking it halfway back with that extension like I'm talking about. Okay, the ball started right at my target and it faded about a yard. So what you're doing there is you're learning where the club face is back here, if it's shut or if it's open. You know, if you're taking the club head back and you're hitting these shots where it's all the way out to the right, you know, you could make the speed go up in your swing, but you're still gonna hit out to the right. So just make sure you're getting a sense of like controlling the club face in the start line. Where is the ball starting off the face? You know, is it starting off the face right at your target and then curving? You know, if that's the case, then you're in a good spot. This club face is gonna be typically pretty square. It was kind of bad. Not really moving well. My lower body, I feel stagnant. But if the ball's starting at your intended target and curving off of that, you have like a little bit of a plane issue. If it's an unintended curvature. There we go. Now I'm moving. So just make sure that when you are warming up, like you're taking your time and you're focusing on the that club face control. I think is massive for a lot of not even beginners, but intermediate players or even pretty decent players. I fell backwards on that. Didn't really feel like I got my weight forward. A couple more swings and should probably get out there. Just play a couple holes. Somewhere in the middle of those two. Okay. Probably cut the warm-up a little short. I mean, not a typical warm-up for me if I'm going to go actually try and score and play 9 and do my best out there, but this is better than nothing. So let's go tee it up.